Okay, I already have this one saved.
20, flat left, medium. And jump over crest. And crest, brake for flat right, tightens 2, long, 50 over crest. Left 4, middle, 50 over crest. Right 5 into bump, into left 6, brake, tightens 3.
Woo!
And flat right, tightens over crest, into left 5 long, 30. Right 5, opens, 50.
Oh, I clipped that fence. Turn this down. I just got a message. Okay. Okay, let's share this on the stream on Facebook. Oh yeah, I gotta let someone know I'm online. Okay. Oh, you know what? Not that. Discard.
Doik.
Oh, I got a comment already. Let's see here. Doink! Oh, that's weird. It says I got a comment, but yet nobody's watching. There it goes. Okay, it was delayed. I'm sharing this on my some Facebook groups. Oh, got a second viewer. Give me just a moment. I'm sharing this on my Facebook. Or on Facebook groups, I should say. just a moment. Select all, copy. Okay. Got one group. Two groups. And one more, third group. All right. I am back. So I'm doing a beginner setup guide, kind of beginner guide to rally racing using WRC generations. So I had a lot of questions in some Facebook groups about how to set up a car, how to get into, or what is rally racing all about. Just some basic fundamentals to it. We could get advanced when it comes down to setup. Setup can get quite advanced. However, WRC is very simple setup. So like even this, like you have a classic where it just shows you, okay, I want a softer suspension, and then or more open differential, or more rear bias, or a shorter gear ratio, whatever. But then it also goes to advanced. This isn't even advanced. You play something like Assetto Corsa Competizione, or Assetto Corsa, or iRacing, or even Dirt Rally 2.0. That's when it starts getting complicated. This is pretty easy. I pretty much run a couple default setups, and then I just kind of fine tweak it. That's kind of how it is on here. ACC, it gets a little more in depth, even down to like track temperature and stuff. So I'm gonna show you some of the guides onto setups, and also just rally racing in general. So if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments, and I will hear it and get back to you on it. I'll answer those questions. In the meantime, till I do get any questions, I'm just gonna start running some stages and talk as I go. So I got a really wet condition. Well, it's dry conditions, but Wales is actually like a really wet surface. So here's my setup for it right now. The rear is a little softer than the front. Most vehicles, you want a little softer springs on the rear, just a little bit, like maybe 1 or 2 clicks, maybe 3 at the most. That way the rear of the car kind of sinks down, kind of gets those rear wheels to kind of push into the ground. You get a little more bite. You can also do it the other way. You can also stiffen your rear springs as well, depending on what the surface is. I like it softer. I like it a little more squishy. I don't typically run too many anti-roll bars. I don't run camber too much. I will play around with the dampers. So shock absorber, compression, and rebound. That's your dampers. So springs, your dampers, and your clearance all are like symbiotic with each other. When you do one thing to one, you have to do another thing to another, if that makes any sense. If I raise my ground clearance, I want to stiffen my springs. So that's kind of how that works. Camber angle. Camber angle will adjust the angle of the tires, so that way when you turn in, it bites more. However, on long straightaways, you're left with a smaller contact patch. So with the smaller contact patch, you don't have as much grip, which can reduce your acceleration. It can reduce your ability to turn going in like fast straight lines. Once you do start to turn in, that's when you'll actually get your grip, but it'll also, one of the biggest things is it'll reduce your braking distance. And so, you will get more grip in the corners, but know that once the vehicle starts to straighten out, that's when you get less grip. This, I've noticed camber doesn't really, like, I don't really run too much camber on dirt or gravel or snow. And if I do, it's only like maybe 1 or 2 clicks. I typically run my front camber higher than my rear camber. Because I want those front tires to bite in when I'm turning. And then as I get on the gas coming out of the corner, when I'm on the gas, the car starts to pitch backwards, putting more weight over the rear wheels. Anti-roll will kind of restrict the side-to-side weight transfer. And so I don't really run too much anti-roll. If I do, it's pretty low. I think the most I've done was 6. I typically don't go over 4. Does help get the car to kind of bite in at certain times, but I actually like it to be, I like to throw the weight of the car around. So I want there to be more lateral, movement, more lateral roll. So, okay, on to differential. I'm gonna just run through all of these real quick. So, differential. I don't know too much about preload. I'm still working on preload. I understand it's like an open and locked. It's kind of has like when your differential starts to open and when it starts to lock up. I don't play around with the preload. I always typically leave that 0. If I do bump it up, it'll be like 5 or 10. But what I do play around with is the LSD acceleration. LSD stands for limited slip differential. And no, it is not a drug. But you have, in a 4-wheel drive, or I should say all-wheel drive car, you have a front, you have a rear, you also have a center differential. This preload or preset that I'm running is an old preset, so I actually have some of the old settings in center differential. After the update, you will only see torque distribution in center differential. It's kind of a bug in the game. I haven't really noticed too much of a difference in center differential after the update, but I'm still kind of playing around with that. So, anyways, differential. What does it do? A differential allows the left and the right wheel to spin at either different rates or the same rate. Having a locked differential, such as 0 on here, allows the wheels, the left and the right wheel, to spin at the same rate. Having an open differential, which would be to the right, it allows the wheels to spin at different rates. So when you're going around a corner, say you're going around a corner in say you're making a right-hand turn, the inner wheel does not have to spin as fast. So if the car is turning right, the left wheel actually have to spin faster. So if you have an open differential like this, each wheel is now able to spin independently from each other. So it allows you to turn and be more maneuverable having an open differential. However, the cons to an open differential is the way a differential works is if one tire or one wheel is on ice and one wheel is on asphalt, it's going to send power to the wheel that has the least resistance or least traction. So it's going to spin. So if you had a car sitting with the right wheel on pavement and the left wheel on ice, and you press the gas, the wheel on the ice is only going to spin. That's how an open differential works. So you're not going to be able to move forward. So With that being said, open differential, pros to it is you have more maneuverability, you can make better turns, the car will want to move and turn. Cons to it is you do not have the traction, especially on a loose surface. So an open differential is really good with asphalt, you know, dry asphalt, maybe dry gravel. Once you start getting into the looser surfaces like snow and ice, gravel, wet asphalt, that's when you're going to want to lock it. So now over to locking. So a locked differential allows the left and the right wheel to spin at the same rate. So if you make that right hand turn, like what I was talking about just a minute ago, if you make that right hand turn, now both wheels want to spin at the same rate. Which means the car is not going to want to turn in, because now that left wheel is spinning at the same rate as the right wheel. Which, yes, you can get the car to turn in by manipulating its weight transfer, and you'll have skidding. You'll have skidding on the left wheel because it's not being able to rotate as fast as the car is going, and it slides. So you're not going to have as much traction. Or sorry, you're not going to have as much turn in. Now, if you have a car with a locked differential with the left wheel on ice and the right wheel on asphalt, when you step on the gas, the car will actually move forward because it is sending power to both the wheel on the asphalt and the wheel on the ice. So that wheel on the asphalt can grip and allow the car to push forward. So, pros to a locked differential is you have more traction, you have more traction, and the cons to it is you have less maneuverability. You can't turn in as much. On a slippery surface, so that's where you're going to want to use a locked differential, is on loose, slippery surfaces, rain, snow, gravel, wet surfaces, and that's when you want to use a locked. So, with that being said, acceleration, deceleration, and braking. So acceleration is, what does the differential do when I step on the gas? If I'm running locked, when I step on the gas, it's going to want to both wheels spin at the same rate. Deceleration is, what does the vehicle do, or what does the differential do when I am off of the gas and not on the brake? I'm just coasting. What does it do? Typically, I like to run, pretty much default on deceleration. But I like to have both wheels kind of spinning independently from each other when I'm off of the gas. That's just my personal preference. It depends on the situation. And then braking. What does my car do when I'm braking? When I hit the brake, are both wheels spinning independently from each other, or are they spinning at the same rate? In this case right here, braking, if I get onto the brakes, my car is not going to be able to turn in as much, but the wheels can now bite into the ground. This could also be a downside because if I get too hard on the brakes, I can lock up and just slide. Having an open differential on braking is, when I hit the brakes, I can actually maneuver the car, like actually move it into position. It wants to turn. However, it just doesn't want to bite into the ground when I'm braking. So, pros to having an open braking, I can maneuver, I can move around. Cons to it is my braking does not want to, under braking, the tires don't bite into the ground, so my braking distance is going to be reduced. Benefit of open braking differential is back to what I was saying with open differential, you'll want to use it on, you know, tight twisting turns with dry conditions, dry grippy conditions. A locked differential, pros to it, I have more bite to my braking. Cons to it is I can't not turn as well under braking. When I would use this is loose conditions, loose surface conditions. So that's how that works for acceleration, deceleration, and braking. And then the cool thing about this is you can adjust the front and you can adjust the rear independently from each other. So I could have an open front acceleration and a locked rear. So now the rear will want to bite in and the front will want to turn in. So I could create, this would induce understeer. Where am I at? Having a front bite in and a rear open, this can induce oversteer. Because now that rear wants to kick out. It wants to maneuver. Each is spinning independently from each other. So that's how you can kind of manipulate the car to do what you want. So, brake bias. So, actually, let's go back to this for a second. Acceleration. LSD acceleration. This really helps. It helps anytime you are on the gas. So anytime you are on the gas, LSD acceleration is kicking in. Anytime you are off the gas and off of the brake, deceleration is kicking in. And anytime you are on the brake, braking kicks in. So, acceleration. I wanted to talk about that real quick. When I'm going into a corner and actually entering the corner, I am braking before I hit that apex. Under braking, I am doing corner entry. So corner entry, I get back onto the gas after I hit the apex. Coming out of the turn, I'm accelerating. So LSD acceleration really helps when you are exiting corners because you're getting back onto the gas. Braking, so brake bias, I am going to enter a corner under braking, and then also mid-corner with a little left foot braking. That is where I am going to control oversteer and understeer with my car entering a corner, is using brake bias. So a lot of people don't realize that oversteer and understeer are dynamic from each other. So I could have oversteer on corner entry, but understeer on corner exits. So to do that, I have a rear brake bias and I have a lock differential. Now I just created oversteer on corner entry and understeer on corner exit. I could do the other way. I can have brake bias forward. Now I'm going to have understeer on corner entry and oversteer on corner exit. So you can manipulate it and see where are you getting oversteer and when and where are you getting understeer. I typically like to run between 45 and 55, and then for loose surfaces such as like gravel, a lot of times I run 50-50. I realize that 45 is kind of a lot. I wish I could put this in between 45 and 50. I think that would be a little better, but it only does 5 percentage increments. This, by the way, so actually I'll do 60. So 60, whenever you look at brake bias in like real racing and simulators, when you see 60, that means what percentage of your brake pressure is going towards the front. So in this case, 60% brake pressure is going to the front and 40 is going to the rear. If I do 70 brake pressure is going to the front and 30 is going to the rear. So that's how you read that. If I do 50, it's 50-50. It's evenly split. So having more brake pressure to the rear causes you to have oversteer on when you are only applying the brakes. It's not going to have oversteer if you're on the gas and not on the brakes. So obviously brake pressure only works when you're on the brakes. If you have a high brake pressure like 70, now more of the front is biting in, causing understeer. So, right. So to the right, understeer. To the left, oversteer. Kind of like mine sitting in the middle. Okay, gearing. Gearing sucks in this game. I'm going to tell you that straightforward. Gearing sucks in this game. I can never find a good gear ratio for long straights. I just run gear ratio all the way to the left. So gear ratio, what I like to do, it can vary depending on your strategy. But a short, let me explain what gear ratio is. A shorter gear ratio allows for faster acceleration but lower top speeds. That's a short gear ratio. A high or a long gear ratio allows for slow acceleration but higher top speeds. So if you have like a really tight twisting road, say Argentina, it's really tight and twisting, you are going to want a short gear ratio because you're not going to ever reach your top speed. You're wasting all of that gear ratio, and you're slower in the acceleration. So you want to lower or shorten your gear ratio to be a little faster. You want to accelerate faster. You're not hitting a very high top speed. However, if you have long straightaways, part of San Remo, Japan being another one. Trying to just think of some long straightaways off the top of my head. Sweden's another good one. You're going to want long gear ratios. So now you can hit really high top speeds, but it takes a long way to get up to there. You kind of have to balance with this, depending on your distance or your long straightaways. Sometimes I run a little shorter gear ratio, and I'll just hit top speed, and I'll just constantly be top speed. But if you have a track or a stage that has a lot, like a million tight twists and turns, hairpins, 1s and 2s, I'm gonna want to have a low gear ratio. But if I have a stage with a bunch of like tight twisting turns, hairpins, 1s and 2s, then one stretch of long straightaway and then back to tight and twisting, I'm going to want to maybe lengthen the gear ratio, but more of the stage is tight and twisting. So it's like I'll use more acceleration in those tight twisting. I will gain a lot of time during those tight twisting sections. Then when I get to that one long straightaway, I'm going to lose time. And then when I go back to like the tight and twisting, then I gain more time. So it's kind of a trade-off. Do you want to be slower in the tight twisting area and faster in the long straightaway, or do you want to be fast in the tight twisting areas and slow in the long straightaway, or find a balance between the two? That's where you get this from. So to the left, long gear ratio, higher top speeds, low acceleration. To the right, you have fast acceleration but low top speeds. So tight and twisting to the right, long straightaways to the left. The other thing about this, if you have a short gear ratio, a very short gear ratio, your wheels are going to want to spin more. So you're not going to have as much traction. So if you do want to have traction, you will have to short shift and not get as close to run line. So you'll have to learn to tend to short shift your gears if you're in areas that you need more grip. If you're on like tight, or if you're on asphalt, you can get it up to redline if you wanted to, and even beyond redline. But realize that a short gear ratio, you're going to have less traction because those wheels are going to want to spin really fast. And if you have a long gear ratio, those wheels aren't going to spin as fast. So you're going to have more traction with a higher gear ratio. So, gear ratio up top, we'll get into gear first, second, third, fourth, or fifth. But this top one, it's weird because the left is long. So left is long, high top speeds, low acceleration. Right is short, really quick, but not a fast top speed. Now, when you go to the actual gears itself, it's opposite. Now, left is shorter, and right is longer. So remember that. This is where you can change individual gears. Typically, I bump up my first gear 2, 3 notches. I don't typically use the first gear except for launch, and I want more grip, so I want to lengthen it. Also, I find that the default short gear, or the default first gear is very quick, and I never use it. So in order to get some use out of it, I lengthened it a little bit. And also, when are you going to need to use a lot of grip? It's when you're in the turns, or sorry, when you're getting on the gas from a slow speed, like launching. So starting a stage, you want to get a lot of grip. If you're in a really tight twist, like a hairpin, I'm going to want to get that grip and get up to speed real quick. So this is something that you will have to play around with and balance and find where you want it. And then you can change your gears individually. With all of these setups, with every single thing on here, a little goes a long way. And when you are going to start doing setups, or if you already do setups, don't start changing a lot of things. Don't be like, okay, I want my springs to be way up here, I want this to be way down here, I want this to be over here. No. You're just going to run into problems. Speaking of which, I don't know. 75, 65. Now what? I'll just reload it. So, yeah, you don't want to be changing things. It's going to take some time to get it down, and as you get more and more practice, you'll understand what you like and what the track conditions go for. By the way, speaking of that, always set your car up to the stage or track conditions first. Always do that. Set your car up to the stage, track, and conditions. If I'm running wet surface, if I'm running on a wet, say a snowy, say snow in Sweden, where it's really wet, I'm going to want to have a lock differential. I'm going to want to change my dampers up. I want to suit the car to the stage first, to the conditions that I'm driving in. Then, after I do that, then I can make some tweaks to set the car up to my personal driving style. That's how you want to do it. You do not want to do it in the reverse order. You don't want to be like, oh, I want to set my car up to the driving style and then set it up to the road conditions. If you do that, you're going to be losing a lot of time. You're going to have vehicles that are not going to handle very well. You're gonna end up having not enough grip in certain areas. It's just going to be a mess. So, set your car up to the road conditions first, and then make adjustments to your driving style. If you want more oversteer, do this. If you want more understeer, do that. If you want to be faster in the corners, do this. You know, that's where you start to adjust your personal driving style. So, with that being said, I'm going to take a quick drink of my drink here, and then I am going to run the stage. Let me check the comments real quick. I gotta pull up my YouTube. Okay. I'm also gonna save this one too. I'm gonna save it and maybe trim it, this live stream, so that way people can actually see that whole description of me talking about that. Okay, let's run it.
20, flat left.
Oh, I forgot. I wanted to lengthen my gear ratio. I wanted to lengthen first gear.
20, flat left, medium. And jump over crest. And crest, brake for flat right, tightens 2, long, 50 over crest. Left 5 and keep middle, 50 over crest. Right 5 into bump, into left 6, brake, tightens 3.
Ooh, stay away from the rocks. No! I want to restart that now. I got too close to the rocks. How's the driver?
20, flat left, medium. And jump over crest. And crest, brake for flat right, tightens 2, long, 50 over crest. Left 5 and keep middle, 50 over crest.
Got a slight drop in
Right
frame
5
rate
into
right
bump,
there.
into left 6, brake, tightens 3. And flat right, tightens over crest, into left 5 long, 30. Right 5, opens, 50. Left 3, opens, 100.
Turn in, turn in! I was carrying too much speed, and off into the lake I go. This is a really difficult stage.
20, flat left, medium. And jump over crest. And crest, brake for flat right, tightens 2, long, 50 over crest.
I forgot to talk about dampers, but
Left 5 and keep middle, 50 over crest. Right 5 into bump, into left 6, brake, tightens 3. And flat right, tightens over crest, into left 5 long, 30. Right 5, opens, 50. Left 3, opens, 100. Right 4, cuts into flat left through gate, 30. Caution, brake, crest into right 3. And left 4 short. Into right 3, tightens. And flat left, tightens, 30. And right 4, definitely don't cut, 30. And left 4, long, brake. For right 1, don't cut, 40. Right 4, 150. Left 4, opens through gate over tarmac. And left 3, 30, bumpy. And flat right, bumpy, tightens 4, 50. Caution, left 5, brake into right 4 short through gate over gravel. Flat right into flat left, 50. Danger, and left 2. Slippy, into flat right and right 1 short. And left 2, don't cut, 50.
Ooh, I cut it.
Dip into left 4, tightens. And flat right, brake for square right, don't cut, over tarmac. And right 3 short into left 4 short into right 4. And left 5, small cut, brake for square right, don't cut, over gravel. Into right 2 short into left 3 over crest. Into right 4 and left 4 long, keep in. Into right 4 short at junction. And left 5 short over crest, into flat right. Into left 3 over crest, tightens 2, into right 4, big cut, bumpy, 50. Left 5 into kink. Into right 2, medium, don't cut, tightens through water. Into hairpin left, don't cut. And jump into right 3, into left 3. And square right through gate, 50.
Oh, I clipped the
Right
veil.
through gate, tightens. And left 4 long over bump. And crest into right 3,
I'm running
tightens.
this really slow. I'm not being very aggressive.
Into left 5, keep in, 30. Crest into left 3, into bump. Flat right and brake for left 3 over crest. And right 4, tightens through gate into square left, 40. Keep middle, jump over crest, 40, bumpy. Right 3 over bump, 40, bumpy. Into left 4, tighten 3. Into right 4, into bump. And left 3, short, slippy. And left 4 over crest, keep into right 5 short, 30. Right 4 over crest, open. And bump into left 4, keep in. And flat right into left 2, tightens, 80. Right 4, opens. And left 4, medium, into caution, right 2, keep in. And left 4, opens long and tightens short over crest.
Braked a little
Caution,
late
brake
into that
for
right
square
too.
right. Into left 5 long, tightens over bumps, 30. And bump into right 4, don't cut, 60. Flat left long, tightens 4, keep middle. And left 3, tightens over crest, into right 5, 60. Flat right over bump, into caution, bump into right 4 short, 30. Crest into left 4, opens. And right 3, opens, very long over bumps and over crest, 40. Left 4, off camber, 30. And brake for hairpin left into right 3, long, bumpy, tightens.
No, I should have used the water splash. I was like, I'm carrying too much speed. I should have used the water splash.
And caution, left 5 over jump, opens. Left 4 and flat right, long, tightens. And crest into right 5, opens into jump over crest. Caution, left 5, short into right 4 through gate. And left 5 over bumps into right 5 short. And caution, bump into right 3, don't cut, into left 3, don't cut, opens.
Oh crap, carrying too much speed.
And right 5 over crest, tightens 3, very long, 30. And left 1, don't cut. And right 4, narrows into left 5, keep middle. And brake, right 1, tightens into acute hairpin left, don't
Destabilize
cut.
the car. Going over that hill.
And left 3. And right 4, very long, bumpy. And right 4, off camber, don't cut, and flat left over
Should have
jump,
had a wider
30.
entry.
Left 5, narrows through gate, tightens 4. And flat right over bump, tightens into left 4 short, 80. Crest, brake, left 4, tightens, don't cut, into right 3 short. Left 5, tightens, short over crest, into right 3. And flat left into flat right over jump, and left 3 long, 40 over crest. Flat right into left 4 short, don't cut. And right 3 short over crest, 50. Dip and crest into right 5. Into left 3, opens, very long, 150.
Dang it. I'm driving like crap today.
Left 5 over crest and brake for square right, cut. Into right 6 long, tightens, short, caution, keep middle over jump. Into flat left long, tightens 50, bumpy. Left 4, brake for square left over tarmac, 30. Right 4, don't cut, narrows at junction, into left 4. And right 4, into hairpin right. And left 5, tightens, junction left, into right 4, 80. Right 6, tightens, very long.
I always hated the asphalt
left 4,
section of
opens,
this
long.
stage.
And right 5, into left 4. Into right 5, into flat left. And right 3 over crest, house out. And left 4, opens. And right 4, tightens. Into left 3, medium. Into right 3, opens, 150. Right 5, short, 30. Right 5 over crest, into flat left, 30. Left 4, tightens. Into right 3, tightens, and left 3. Into flat right, tightens 4 short, into left 3. Into right 3 for left 3. Into right 2, don't cut, into left 4. Into right 4, medium, tightens. And left 4 short, opens. And right 4, keep in. And left 3, into right 4, 200. Right 6, medium, into left 5, long. And right 6, tightens, 5. Into left 5, opens for finish.
Not a great run. Oh well. Looks like I can't connect to the leaderboard. 11:43.
Doink.
Yeah, it won't let me connect to the leaderboard. I think it's... Let me see something here. Yeah, I'd have to restart my game. Yeah, I'm gonna restart my game and then start up a new,
Naggers be noggin.
Yeah, I'm gonna start up... I'm gonna start up a new stream real quick. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the main menu and see if that fixes it. Drinking a little Red Bull. I'm drinking the small one. I needed a little energy. I needed a little pick-me-up. So yeah, I'm drinking one of the really small Red Bulls. I can't do a lot of energy drinks. I could do coffee, as long as it's not a light roast. Light roast has way too much caffeine for me. The bigger Red Bulls, I have a huge problem with them. So yeah, a lot of the energy drinks, yeah. Okay, let's see if I can connect to the leaderboard. If not, I am gonna have to... Yeah, I'm gonna have to restart my stream. Let's see if I can connect to leagues. Oh, never mind, they might still be locked. Yeah, I can't connect to the server. Let's see if I can connect to the clubs. Yeah, I can't connect. Okay, I'm gonna restart the stream. I'm gonna start up another one still here on my YouTube. So if you want to join in, actually wait, what was that? Season 1 starts December 5th. Yeah, it starts tomorrow. Yeah, leagues. 999 days, 999 days, 99 hours, 99 minutes, 99 seconds. Yeah, it's safe to say that I am not connected to the server. I wonder if I could like restart it without closing the game out. No. Okay, I'm gonna start up a new stream. Be right back.